Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Audrey. Welcome, Lila. Hello, Carolyn. We already got California to England. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome, Marlon. Louisiana, Arizona, Pennsylvania, amazing. Australia, Las Vegas, Texas, Australia again, New York, Florida, Wisconsin, Mexico, Jerusalem, couldn't be missing Jerusalem, Franklin, Tennessee, good morning, New York, Georgia, Illinois. It's a while since we did all these calling out of the names. San Antonio, Texas. Welcome everybody, it's great to have you all. And here we are in Magdala. Welcome to the Magdala family here at Sunrise Stroll and Chat. Oh, I got a glimpse of Svet here from this position here beside Dukenaltum. We can look up at the mountains, and there you see that palm tree in the very center of the screen, and I'll make it bigger for you. And I think you can see the hills, and there is Svat on the top of that hill, a Jewish mystical city going back quite a while. It has synagogues founded by Spanish people who left, Spanish Jewish people who left after the Isabel and Ferdinand had them leave Spain. They were also expelled with the Muslims at that time in the awakening of the national identity of Spain. All those sad moments, some moments positive for some peoples, but then very sad for others at the expense of others. How can we find a way in our world to advance people, but not at the expense of others? There's so much space, so many options, especially today with all the technology and all the opportunities. How to have space to live and not do it at the expense of others. What a need we have today to learn this way. We've improved a lot, there's no question about it, but there's still a lot of violence and a lot of difficulties. You think about the Corona experience, it's been very positive. A lot of cooperation and collaboration. But really, we have a long way to go. We have peacekeeping forces. I don't think they were around a long time ago. We have an experience of intercultural, multicultural, with each other, open to each other, a very good spirit in humanity. You know, you meet a Greek and you don't see an enemy, you meet an Englishman and hopefully you don't see an enemy as an Irishman. And you can meet somebody that's very different, like from India or from Africa, and they're very different in their culture, in their way, in their manners, it's a different style, and you have people that serve very spicy food and very flat food, and we have space for each other. I'm not sure how much of that existed 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, you know, and in a more tribally minded world. But what we need today, we need to pray for greater understanding. So the sun is rising on everybody, no matter what the color of our skin is, no matter. Oh, there it is, just now, this very second, first visibility, look at there, you have it. right there. It's a little late today because of the haze or the cloud. Not sure if you'd call it cloud. Very intense haze. It's getting, we're in the high 30s these days. So hitting almost like 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Somebody yesterday was telling me, I think it was Las Vegas, they were over 100, 104. The only advantage you guys have in Las Vegas is you have a very dry climate, as far as I know. Whereas here we can have humidity, which not as bad as Connecticut, but we can have some humidity which makes it a little bit more challenging. The heat feels heavier. So while I am positioned here, I'm just going to look once more here to see this beautiful spot. Beauty is never tiring. We're made for beauty and for harmony. That would be the great human harmony, the beauty of a family, the beauty of a couple. That young man, young woman falling in love, getting married, and we all rejoice. There's something beautiful about it. And there's something beautiful about all forms of harmony, even the leaf of a tree, the ears of a deer, of a rabbit. So many realities that are so beautiful in nature, and then so beautiful in architecture and art, capturing beauty, capturing that we're made for beauty. It's in our DNA. And there we got some pretty nice beauty now. Let's get this other palm tree in the picture here because that adds to the beauty here. See, we have there the eucalyptus trees on the left and some palm trees, the lower ones on the left, and then we have these two palm trees, two different types. And we line them up, it just looks like we have this one. There you got some screenshots, people. And now we get them separated, it's going to be a little nicer. There we go. Welcome to Sunrise Stroll and Chat here at the Sea of Galilee at Magdala. And since I'm so close, let me show you this olive tree. We got some very beautiful readings this morning, but I want to show you around a little bit. Many of you know this tree already. Maybe you're falling in love with it like I am. I just love this tree. Look at that. We haven't talked about that for a while, but look at that hole in the middle of the tree. The damage this tree suffered. Look at that. It's kind of the damage humanity suffers, a symbol of that, all the wars, all the strikes of lightning, of damage. Look at all the olives. And now they're very bitter, so we need to wait for them. We need to be patient. And the harvest will be coming in a couple of months. Look at that there. They're getting nice and sizable. But this is amazing, look at the damage. And look at the resistance, the resilience. And all that good pruning this year is leading to a bountiful crop. Look at these ones here. You want to catch one? Put your hand out there and take an olive, please. Well, no, that wouldn't be nice because they need to stay on the tree. Just like the little child needs to be in the mother's embrace for a good period, needs to have the father's love, and they grow little by little. And here we have some going to work very early this morning. It looks like Nicole. And she's coming from the intern's house. And she's heading over because we have lots of guests today. Many families, lots of children. Nicole, you want to say hello?
Sorry?
You want to say hello to our Sunrise Stroll and Chat from all over the world. This is Nicole. Where are you from, Nicole?
I'm from Mexico.
We've also got some Mexican people on participating right now. And from Jerusalem to Malaysia and to California and all over Australia. So Nicole, what are you going to do now?
I'm going now to work. I'm an intern
Uh-huh.
in the kitchen at Magdala. So now I'm on the way to do breakfast.
And what? Let me go this way so we have the sun in the picture, because these people want to see the sun. Although we won't see you as well now. But ooh, look at the light from behind Nicole. This is beautiful. So Nicole, you're going to do breakfast. What are you going to be preparing for breakfast?
Shakshuka.
Shakshuka.
I don't know, some salads,
Uh-huh.
bread.
What do the people like a lot here? How is breakfast different here than in Mexico?
Well, they use a lot of spices and sauces.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh, come on. Mexico loses a lot more spices.
yeah, but Mexicans love spicy food, and here it just has a lot of spices. It doesn't have to be spicy.
Why don't we go this way a little bit? Just turn a little bit sideways. No, this way here. Like a little bit too, not too much. So we get you in the picture and get some light there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And what's great? How many people are helping you? Are there other interns here?
Yeah, we are in total 3.
Okay.
now.
Because of the corona. And what are you studying that you need to be an intern in Magdala?
I'm studying culinary arts.
Okay. And are you very humble?
I don't know.
Nicole, you have to tell us the truth. What is your favorite sport that you've mastered in life?
Sport
Yeah.
in life, like really it's sport.
Deporte.
Rhythmic gymnastics.
And what was your title? What was your best title you won?
I think it was once when I was in Portugal,
Uh-huh.
and I won 3rd place, and I competed against Russians, and the Russians are like very good at gymnastics.
Uh-huh. So you were representing?
Mexico,
So you're a national athlete.
maybe.
And did you win international title? That was the one.
Yes, that was.
What was the titleship? The championship?
It wasn't a title; it just was like
A competition.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Nicole, I won't hold you up because people are going to want breakfast in a little bit. God bless you, Nicole.
Thank you. God bless you too.
Isn't that lovely? Nicole is such a warm-hearted person, an incredible athlete, and just a very, very good person. And has also, I wish I would have asked her how she liked Magdala. I missed that question, so the next time you have to remind me to ask her that question. But these girls have been incredibly transformed here in Magdala, really, really beautifully. They have grown so much in every way, and they've been a wonderful enrichment to Magdala. And also in their style of service, in their kindness, in their attention to the guests. Really, really beautiful. So here we are. Welcome to Sunrise Stroll and Chat here at the Sea of Galilee. And here we have, that's called the Sun, people. And it's a ball of fire of nuclear, it's a big nuclear factory. It's out in space. It's only 93 million miles away. And the light it produces takes 8 minutes to get here and touch down on the Sea of Galilee. And from here to Australia via internet, it only takes, I don't know, a fraction of a second or a couple of, I don't know, does it take a second at all? It can't take a second because the speed of light is 176,000 miles an hour. No, 176,000 miles, how? 176,000 miles what? A second. So, it can't be more than 12,000 miles to Australia, or 14,000 at the most. And so there we go. So there you have light right now. It took 8 minutes to get here from the sun, and it's there with you in less than a second. It's a nice spot, isn't it? It's like a spot for another screenshot. That was a pleasant surprise now to meet Nicole. So let's go down here to the water edge. Okie doke. The guys are out there in the boats already. They're out for the last half hour and they were partying all night. God bless them all. Let me get down a little closer here for you. Oh, I just thought of another picture we might get. Just hold on here, because it's nice to get nice little pictures. You put things together and it gives you something extra. So let's do this. Be patient with me, people. I'm moving around a little bit. The ground is a little rough here. They've cleaned it up. Oh, there we go. How about this? Are you happy with this? Now we just have to find the right positions here. Again, you see we have a lot of harmony in these leaves, in the spread. Just playing a little bit, people. I can't see that up there with my eyes, so I'm just raising the tripod way over my head. Maybe you think I'm way over my head at this thing, but I hope you have a nice screenshot there. Oops. I love those plants, the variety of the shapes, the forms. The leaves over here got a little bit broken probably in the cutting work they did the other day. Just need to get my iPod and we'll come down to the water edge so you can put your toes in the water before you fall asleep there in California. Bathe your feet here in the Sea of Galilee. Maybe over here would be nice. That's nice, just making that beautiful sound of water, right moment for you. I wonder if here is good. Maybe we'll go over here a little bit. There we go. There we go. I'm not sure if you can hear that ski, that's what they call those things, jet skis out there. People really enjoy those. So let's hear what the good Lord is telling us today. I love this vocation story today. It's amazing. Today is a very special day as well. Just up the water here from us, the next religious community of monks is the Benedictine community at the multiplication of the loaves, and today is the feast of Saint Benedict, who started that. He's an extraordinary character, extraordinary, amazing. But let's go to the scripture words first. You know, he's credited with being, the Benedictines are credited with being the shapers of Europe in a time of total societal decay. The founding of their monasteries with the motto Ora et Labora, pray and work. This changed European society forever, and the development of culture and the monastic life. And it had its ups and downs through history, but the cultural contribution to Europe, the elevation of the human spirit, the lifting up of the human being. So we're in Isaiah. So welcome to Isaiah, people, an extraordinary prophet. Extraordinary. There are some fantastic commentaries written about Isaiah, about the book of Isaiah. So we're in chapter 6 because this is his vocation story, and it's like a revelation, a very special spiritual experience. And it's the time of King Uzziah. He had died. And Isaiah says, I saw the Lord seated on a high and lofty throne, with the train of his garment filling the temple. Seraphim were stationed above, each of them had 6 wings. I just skipped the little details there. They're nice, but you can read them. It's Isaiah chapter 6. They cried to one another, one to the other, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. And we say that every day at Mass, before we go into the most solemn part of the Mass. And it's opening up the ceiling of the church, the roof, and looking into heaven. And joining with the angels and the saints singing, Holy, holy, holy. And that's where it comes from, Isaiah chapter 6. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. All earth is filled with His glory. You see, that whole phrase is in there in the prayer we say at Mass every day. We join in that vision of Isaiah. At the sound of that cry, the frame of the door shook, and the house was filled with smoke. Now, I don't like places with smoke, but in this case, we're talking about fire and smoke. We're talking about mysterious. We're talking about things that are hidden behind the smoke. We're talking about the mystery of God. Then I said, Woe is me, I am doomed, because I am not worthy to be here. I am of unclean lips, living among a people of unclean lips. Yet my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. And then there's a purification moment. Then one of the seraphim flew to me holding a nimber, a red coal, that he had taken with tongs from the altar. Why did he need tongs? Because it was so hot. He touched my mouth with it and said, See now that this has touched your lips, your wickedness is removed, your sin purged. Now listen to this, people. This is the culmination. This is what I love. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send? Who will go for us? Notice it's a plural. Who will go for us? Here I am, I said, send me. Send me! Send me! I remember when one of our parents would ask, who's going to bring the cows this evening? And maybe it was raining outside. And maybe they didn't want to give us an order. And maybe we looked around at each other. And then somebody grabbed a jacket and a cap, put on Wellingtons, and went out in the rain to get the cows. Send me. I will go. Volunteer spirit. Nicole there, we just spoke with her. She came as an intern, so for her career this is very good. And many people come without that motivation. They come just to volunteer. Send me. Send me. Huh? That's wonderful. Come, send me. Who will go for us? Here I am, I said, send me. I just love that. I think we need to walk a little bit with that line, even though we have a short amount of time, and just walk with it. Just you and the Lord, and looking at the needs of the world today, the needs of your family, the need for more people to pray a little more, to read more of Scripture, the need to speak to others who are discouraged. And God is asking, who will I send? Who will I send to this family? Who will I send to this person who's down? This discouraged person. Oops, sorry. Do we hear that? Send me. Wow. What a difference when there's so much need in the world and you have so many people complaining and protesting, understandably. And then there are different dynamics that even take advantage of that. Selfish dynamics. It's terrible when selfish dynamics take advantage of misery for selfish goals. But then you have the others, send me. There's a beautiful phenomenon in history, in Christian history, and you look at all the social misery that happened right after the industrialization, when the people crowded into the factories, to the cities. That's how cities came about, because a factory was started and people gathered there. And sometimes they started the factories in cities because there were more people around, and then more people gathered in, and they were in poverty and squalor and misery. And then there were the sisters who went out to take care of the children. And the sisters weren't, at the beginning they weren't formal sisters, they were just like good-hearted women. And they went out, and it was that spirit, send me. And they started something, they started a little education, they started a little nursing, they started a little home care for girls, and more came, and then they called their friends, said, can you help me? There's a lot of girls today. And then this became the religious orders. That's the beginning of, if you look at, especially in the 19th century, there are hundreds of communities of women who started like that. And then maybe there were thousands, and then some of them were blessed with a strong, balanced spirituality. And this was all seen as a gift from heaven at that time. The same thing happened in Ireland. The Catholics were prohibited to have education by our wonderful Christian big country neighbour. And then Edmund Ignatius Rice was a teacher, and he started teaching the children for free. And then he called others, and then he called others, and others came and saw and wanted to join him. And the same thing happened with Jean-Baptiste de La Salle in France, and now you have the De La Salle order. And the same thing happened with so many others. Send me. Actually, I would say that's the beginning of the spirit of most of the founders in the history of the church. Send me. And St. Benedict happened a different way. St. Benedict was a guy who was longing for prayer to get away from the corruption in Roman society and the corrupting Roman Empire. And he went to a cave, and he was directed by another monk. And then that's where we got the Benedictines. And he wrote a wonderful rule for monastic life. I imagine you can just Google it, the Benedictine rule. So simple, so short, so sweet, so powerful, so shaping of culture and history. And just up the road here we have it, Tabka, the multiplication of the loaves at the foot of the Mount of Beatitudes. It's too hazy now to try and show it to you. There we have a Benedictine community. And they found those incredible mosaics there from the Byzantine period, basically from the time of St. Benedict, that were done here by Christians here at the same time, and they were hidden for about 1300 years. Whom shall I send? Send me. And the Psalm is 93, you can look at that, I'll put on the link for you. The Lord is King, He is robed in majesty. But you know, sometimes we believers are just looking at the Lord robed in majesty, and we need to look around us and see who needs a smile, who needs a hand. I think our time is gone, and the gospel is so, so beautiful. Jesus continues to instruct His disciples, His missionaries, those He sends out. So the two readings go hand in hand together. But I have to say goodbye. God bless you. It was marvelous having you today. May the Lord bless you, hold you in His hand, and pray for us. See you later.